Now, as Scott and I record this episode, we're winding down week 1 of what's become known as the EDH Boxing League, which I covered in my setup for my article the week before last, and we're going to offer updates on StarCityGames.com in the coming week. In short, we've gathered a lucky 13 Commander Notables for effectively what's a giant sealed deck league. The seed idea came from a chat that Brian David Marshall and I had barely a month ago, and we just developed it. So you open a box of any core set or expansion product and build a normal Commander deck out of it. We play games as any 4 of us can get together, and then each week, here's the cool part, you can add 6 booster packs of any single set to add to your pool. The restriction being, you can't open anything that you've opened before. Mm-hmm. Now, you chose Dominaria for your box.
I did.
Walk us through the process of playing on easy mode.
So easy mode as you call it. I chose Dominaria for 2 reasons. One, I think everybody knows by now that I am Black-White Mage. I like to play Black-White, so if I can have a chance to play Black-White in a sealed format, I'm going to play it. I know that Dominaria has 2 commanders in Black-White that were possible, one at uncommon, one at rare. If I get them both, even better. Also has a lot of legends, and so I wanted to go wide,
Sure.
but I was looking for a specific legend. Hoping I would get it. I also have, in my experience, the worst box opening skills ever, and I did not want to take a chance with a set that, say, only had 5 legends in it, hoping to get one, because I will be the guy that opens a box and doesn't get one. So I wanted to go a little wider than that.
43 or 44 legends in
Right.
Dominaria.
Something like that.
Many very good ones at uncommon.
At uncommon, yeah. So
like
I wanted to go wide.
Tatyova.
I was also I'm also intrigued by the historic themes in there of sagas and legendaries and artifacts, and there's a lot of historic matters which I also wanted to play around with, which either of the Black-White commanders would let me do that. So I wanted to. That's why I went.
So you basically knew what you wanted to build and then found the box that would do it.
Sure did.
So how did you find your pool?
Well, I think
you obviously got one of the ones that you wanted.
I did. I think the pool was pretty insane, actually. We'll go over some of the cards that are in the deck a little bit later. So I did. I got to build the Ariel deck, which is the one I wanted to build, the Black-White Knights deck. But what's interesting, the pool is so good. I literally designed 3 other decks out of the same pool, 2 of which I think were just a notch below the Ariel deck.
Really?
I built a Slimefoot deck that I played around with quite a bit, and it was playing very well. And I built a Joda deck, and just to see if I could play 5 color legendaries and historics and stuff, just to see kind of what it looked like. Those 2 decks were pretty good. And then I built a Rona deck, blue-black commander. I've always been intrigued by that commander and wanted to see if I could, in a sealed deck format, maybe make something out of it. I've tried to build something out of it in Constructed, and it's one of those legends that I've always wanted to build thing around. I've just never been able to make it come together. It did okay. It didn't do as good. So I had a lot of different ways I could go. And that's only, 4 of the legends. I didn't even look at the other. I don't even remember how many I got. I got 11 or 12 legends out of the deck that were possibles.
Ariel seems like a great commander for a sealed league because it does multiple things.
Yes.
It both helps build your army. What's it cost to make a knight?
It costs a white and 2 and a tap to make a 2/2 Vigilant Knight.
And then it provides creature removal,
Yes.
which is a huge thing because you know that there aren't going to be too many board sweepers in this environment.
Correct. And then for a black and a tap, and tapping any number of other knights, you can destroy target creature whose power is equal to or less than the number of knights you tapped. And by the way, Ariel has Vigilance, which means you can attack with her and then do the tricks at the end of somebody's turn.
Right. Yeah. So you said that you were hoping for Ariel or another one? Which was the other one that you were hoping for?
The other one that I was hoping for was Arvad the Cursed.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
5 cost, Death Touch, Lifelink, other legendary creatures you control get +2/+2. Hoping I got both, I did. So the two of them together are already a pretty good combo.
So you knew you wanted to play Ariel. Were you at all concerned then that you weren't going to get enough support in the Knights, or was there enough there? Even before you opened the box, was there enough there for you to be relatively comfortable that you were going to get what you needed?
I mean, I was pretty sure I was going to get an Ariel. I knew I would get a whole bunch of Knights because there's a ton of Knights in that set. But I think I did a little better than average. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Once I saw how many Knights I got, I was like, all right, this is definitely what I'm playing. I don't even have to look at a different deck. This is what I know I want to do. And then when I saw the support that I had in the Historic Matters, and I think one thing that's really important in these box leagues is how many useful artifacts you get, because they can help fill in a lot of holes that you don't get in your colors. And I got an insane number of really good artifacts to go with all
plus
this.
Plus the fact that again, artifact and enchantment removal control elements are going to be really precious.
They are going to be precious, right? So
you're gonna see, well, as we saw in the game that we played on Thursday. I got my commander out with hexproof, and I got Iluna is my commander, and Crystalline Giant gives it more abilities, so it got hexproof, and I think the operatives there were hexproof, lifelink, first touch, and first strike, and death touch.
Right.
And once that happens, it just ran the table because nobody could really do anything about it.
No, there was nothing we could do.
There was no, somebody would have needed a sacrifice element or a board sweeper, and I don't think anybody is playing playing anything from a set that has mass creature destruction.
Right.
So let's talk about some of the superstars in yours.
I mean, just to say, there's a whiteboard sweeper in Dominaria, but I didn't get it.
Right.
So, things that I think are superstars in this deck. Well, I think one of the things about this format is that there are a few things that are really necessary. Card draw is really, really good because there's not a ton of... I mean, you can't just go out and get your usual suspects when it comes to card draw. So things that allow you to draw cards are really good. Things that let you ramp mana. This is particularly for my deck because I'm playing black-white, which don't have a lot of ramping to begin with. Had to come up with some stuff there. And the other thing that's really good in this format is just flat out flying. I mean, flying is always good. But because there's no mass removal, there's only targeted removal, I think the more flyers you have, the more likely it is you're going to win the game.
That fact led me after the first game we played on Tuesday to put the plummet that was in my pool into the main deck.
Yes.
I'm like, why? Yeah, I have to play this now.
Right. So, things that I got along all these lines. I got an Urza's Tome, which is really good for card drawing and lets me fill up my graveyard with some stuff, which I have some graveyard recursion stuff, so it helps there. I got a Demonic Vigor. It's this little 1-cost black enchantment that I can put on my commander, and if my commander gets killed, my commander goes back to my hand, not to the graveyard.
It goes to the graveyard. And then
comes to my hand, correct.
Right.
Which is important.
The operative there being that you don't have to spend the commander tax to recast it.
Correct. I got a Skittering Surveyor, which lets me go, when it comes into play, lets me search for any basic land, put it into my hand. Has the secondary ability of being historic, because it's an artifact.
Nice.
So I got some ramping. I got
Synergy.
I got a Power Stone Shard and a Gilded Lotus.
And again, you can be relatively confident that people are probably going to spend their artifact removal on stuff that's actually killing them,
right?
As opposed to your
Gilded
mana
Lotus,
acceleration.
Yes. I got a Baird, which helps. It's this little, guy with a little mini propaganda built into him. People have to spend one for each creature they attack with.
Or block with, right?
Or I'm sorry.
Isn't Baird both sides?
I don't think so, Mr. Menery.
Let's look. Let's go to the
just
tape.
Just attacking.
Okay.
Just attacking, and he's a 2/4 as well, so he can block, which is nice. Then on the flying end, I got a Sarah Angel.
Which
I got the
ruled the roost
Weatherlight
on Tuesday night, right?
Yeah, I got the Weatherlight. I got a Pegasus Cursor, which not only flies but makes one of your other creatures able to fly when they attack.
Yeah.
I got an Aven Sentry. I got Windgrace Acolyte. I got Urgoros. I got an On Sarah's Wings legendary enchantment. And I got a Rite of Belzenlock, which lets me create a 6/6 flying demon. And another flyer I got is Teshar. The more I think about it, the more that Teshar might be the actual MVP of this deck. It flies. It has a Historic Matters trigger that will let you take a 3 or less cost creature and put it back onto the battlefield. And you know what a Knight deck is full of? Lots of Knights that cost less than 3 or less.